Students and parents, this is a very short video introducing how ALEKS is going to be used in this geometry class. There's a couple different ways we're going to be using it. One set is going to be required, the other optional but extra credit. So for required, we're going to use ALEKS. For the in-class assignments, towards the end, there'll always be a handful, usually 2 or 3, review problems where you get some repetition and multiple attempts to demonstrate mastery. That helps gets a little bit of that repetitive drill down. Prior to taking a quiz, I'll also be assigning practice quizzes. Again, that'll allow you multiple attempts to be able to master the material. And then also for the study guides towards prior to big tests or regular full period class tests, portion of your study guide will be done ALEKS. All of this credit will be going into the practice category. And accuracy will count. That's why you're given several repetitions. You get several repetitions because your goal is to get 100% accuracy. Now, that's required. So an example would be lesson that we have coming up. So here's an example of a regular in-class lesson. I'll have some sort of teacher review going on. We review, we do some problems together. Then starting, you may work on problems as a team. Then you do review problems from prior lessons. These are just an example. Then you start practicing on paper in class and checking page by page. When you get towards the end, it says right here that you actually have to log on to ALEKS and look for this particular assignment, and you do your work on this page, or if you need to, use binder paper, or there's some of you have figured out that you're welcome to use my dry erase boards in class, because some of you are enjoying writing larger and doing this. That's all fine, but you must shadow your work on ALEKS either on paper or dry erase, one or the other. You may not work on ALEKS without showing your work. So an example here, how to find that, is if you were to log in and you go next to ALEKS and you touch under assignments, you'll see it'll say an in-class assignment. You click on it and there'll be normally 2 or 3 questions for you to practice. Now the optional, which is the extra credit, is to actually work on the ALEKS pie and gain what's called percent. So you work at will on any of these subjects. If you take a look here, you want to do your work in a spiral notebook. That's required. You can't get extra credit unless you show your work in a spiral notebook. Or you can come in my classroom and work on your ALEKS pie using dry erase boards. One or the other, but there must be a physical paper trail, either working on a dry erase board or in a spiral notebook. And then on these dates, okay, the first one is coming up either the 13th or the 15th, depending whether you're A or B. And if you have a certain percent mastered, then you're going to be getting extra credit points. Again, in the practice category. How do you know what your current percent is? You go here under your ALEKS pie, you click on ALEKS, you click on reports, view full report, and right at the top here, it'll give you, I'm looking for that blue bar there, what your overall percent is. Now let me talk briefly about how to work the ALEKS pie itself, because there's some helpful things that I've made available to you. So what you do is when you want to work, again, using a spiral notebook or on a dry erase board, you click continue my path, and it'll either offer you a topic, or if you click on this, you actually have a choice of several topics. So you can have a little bit of variety. You can choose any topic that ALEKS makes available to you, which are topics that is within your current skill set reach. And what's nice about these topics is that if you click on it, it'll always give you a worked out example. Now, if you're not a visual person, I also have this on my website. For example, it says segments and angles, identifying linear pair and vertical angles. On my website, if you tab this or bookmark it, there's this tab here called ALEKS explanation videos. Click on that. Now we look over here, what topic we want to tackle. Let's say we're going to tackle identifying linear pairs and vertical angles. That's under the segment and angles, pi. So you look down this list and you look under segments, lines, and angles. Once again, the topic is identifying linear pair and vertical angles. And you come here until, lo and behold, there it is, identifying linear pair and vertical angles. Click. About 90% of the topics you will encounter in ALEKS will be included on that explanation page. The only thing I don't have included there is some of the really, really easy basic algebra and computation stuff. And then you're going to notice there's going to be a video. Most of those explanation videos are around anywhere from 1 minute to 3 minutes in length. And again, that's on my website. Let me backtrack here so you can see that again. It's right there, ALEKS explanation. So you can watch that explanation video, bounce over here to ALEKS and say, start my path, and then start working it out and showing your work on a spiral notebook or a dry erase board and start gaining pi. So once again, 2 ways we're using ALEKS. The in-class assignments, it's required. Practice quizzes, prior to quizzes, and study guide practice. All of that goes in the practice category, and you are shooting for 100%, but you always get multiple attempts to get there. And all of this must be shadowed either on paper or dry erase board. Never, never, never will you do ALEKS without shadowing your work either on paper or dry erase board. And then optional is to work on the actual pi percent for extra credit. And the dates for that and the submission, it was provided for in class.